All right, hello everybody. I'll go wide angle here. Basically, we got the new board in the mower. It's October now. I figured out the problem with the line, and it was basically a bad connection. I've redone that. I've actually modified their design and put in a I'll call it a speaker connector that's good and stout, soldered, added onto their wire harness, got all that done, and that's made a huge difference. I feel better about the connections, and it was using that 14 gauge wire versus I'll say like 18 or 20 gauge that came with it. So, they sized it for the wire they supplied, but I didn't feel good about the quality of wire. I mean, it was a lot of work to install it. So I went with extreme dog fence burial wire, and I feel a lot better about that. In fact, I'm going to use that wire to mark my utilities out here. It's such good quality, and I mean the price is right. I bought some tracer wire at the local supply house, and it was a solid core and wasn't near the quality of this. We're having to mark all our utilities, so my water line had to have a tracer wire attached to it, which is a good idea, but I'd recommend ordering that. I'll put a link down there to kind of let everybody know how that works. So this thing's doing pretty good. I mean, we've got leaves and sticks and everything else. So I'm just going to film this, and you guys can stick around for as long as we want. I was having trouble, I'll call it the meantime between quit. I'd have to go deal with this thing, but I think it's getting better as I've kind of filled this in. There's still some areas that aren't real great here for the tire. I need to put some dirt in there. And getting the new motherboard and getting the wires squared away, I think we're making progress out here. So, like I said, I'll just have it run. It's been running here for 10 minutes or so. It's gone all the way down there and back. So, here we go. So again, you've got to have the grass cut low so that it can just basically trim the grass and just do it continually. When it was tall and it was more humid, it was just too much. So be aware of that. You've got to almost mow the grass and get it in great shape, get all the the clippings worked in, compost or mulched in, and then put these things on. I will say, I got that replacement circuit board without a bunch of trouble. Got it 2 weeks. They paid shipping, everything. So, that's a big positive. I think it's just really down to long-term reliability and performance here. But, it's working pretty smartly around the obstacle. So, like I said, this is going to be kind of a long-term review. I'm not going to go out and buy the Husqvarna to put up one-on-one unless you guys want to sponsor me or something, and we can run them side by side. That'd be very interesting. And I really wanted to just get this out here and run it, honestly, to make sure I don't have any more problems. It's a 2-year warranty. They shipped it in February, so before I know it, I'll be a year into this thing and essentially not cut any amount of grass. We've got the second year. They've been good, but just with the shipping time and everything, getting all the work done to put it in, I'm eating up my warranty time. And, I'll say the good part is they sell the parts online, and you can basically buy them dealer direct, and they're really, I'll say, fairly inexpensive. I think I've just changed the most expensive part on it here. So, okay, let's see what this does. It's stuck, and see if it comes out. It did. It got smart enough not, okay. There, so. Again, this is just runtime videos, and maybe I'll put some music to it or whatever, but I'm just going to film for probably 10 minutes here, and I'll be pretty happy if I don't have to mess with it. Get some type of air code, because I bought this thing not to mess with it. You know, I don't want it to become more trouble than just mowing the grass. I did see, you know, online, and I guess I could get some made. It'd be kind of a cool project to draw them up on CAD, but basically some laser cut, I'll call them metal discs that help with the traction, and I may make that mod and screw that to those wheels. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I got enough projects going on. One of their new models has an ultrasonic sensor on it, I assume for collision avoidance, but I think the AI and sensors for these things, they're going to get smart to the point, you know, you wouldn't even have to bury a wire. And if I didn't have anything to do, I'd probably develop that. But I got a full-time job and building a house and everything else, so, you know. So now we're kind of deadheading across the yard here. You can kind of tell that it's monitoring the current usage, and I looked at the board and it's got all those features, you know, so it'll speed up the cutting blades as it gets into higher grass or wet grass. So it's part of energy conserving. You know, it adjusts the ground speed as well. So maybe I'm really cool. I'll hook up a GoPro to this thing, and that'd be an interesting video. Such a beautiful day here. Wow. Like I said, this yard is nowhere near perfect. In fact, I've got to dig the underground utility line, so I'm going to be quote unquote working out here. So I probably jumped the gun buying this, but we were kind of curious to see what it would do. I put another wire in here kind of off through here that I can activate when I cut my utility. I'm going to take out this utility pole there and go underground for both the shop and the house. Okay, what do we got here? We kind of freaked out here. It got in a hole, so it's going to try to get out. And again, this is maybe no fault, but it's kind of dropped its wheel in there, and that's where I think I'll give it a little boost here. Where do you want to go, buddy? And it got the wheel hung. It got the wheel hung. Hey, we got a hole there, that's all. I'll fix that hole. Lord knows what that is. Okay, so I just helped it out. I mean, I can't expect to do anything better than that. That's not a fault in the machine there. So I'm not going to count that against it. But again, at your yard, I mean, you kind of understand your yard needs to be in decent shape, and this is borderline here. So like I said, I can't fault the machine necessarily for that. Although it would be cool if they would like have the rural version of this thing with some, you know, modded front end and some tires and stuff. And I might just do that for kicks this winter. That'd be pretty cool. Let them, you know, sell an upgrade package and comp me a bunch of these things. I'd like to have about 3 or 4 out here. So we got a wire in front of these trees here, so she can catch that and pick another random angle. Yep, there she goes, backs up. And it'll run, I assume, till it finds something. So it's a pretty good ways. And that's basically a little algorithm in there. But it's really cool to see these things with some sensors that can see where the grass needs cut, where it's been, obstacles, all that stuff's coming. I mean, the mechanics of this thing, it's all pretty straightforward. You know, just takes some money to do it. I've got the cut height at the highest height out here, obvious reasons. You know, I've got imperfect terrain here. So it's gonna back up and hit my scaffold, and then it should just pick another path. That's probably one thing they could improve is like, okay, my tire's spinning, both of them, so yeah, stuck in the hole here. Yep, and I don't blame them. I got to come out here and fix some of this stuff. So I'm just basically testing everything to make sure I not got another problem after that circuit board of a low hour failure, I'll call it. So it's on the line now. It should have picked the line up by now. Yep, it got the line there. Okay, with that, I'm going to end this video. You guys have a great day. Leave any comments, subscribe. All kinds of interesting stuff coming out of here.